Big thanks to the sponsor of this video, Full Sail University. With virtually every industry relying on software technology, have you thought about a career creating these useful tools? Full Sail University offers undergraduate degree programs to help you gain the skills you need to get started. The Software Development Undergraduate Program can teach you how to create your own programs and applications. More interested in the mobile side of technology? The Mobile Development Undergraduate Program teaches you how to create apps and more. The Web Design and Development Undergraduate Program can help you build your own digital portfolio of web production. You'll receive a laptop and work hands-on with the tools the professionals use. To learn more about Full Sail's web and technology program, click the link in the video description. Hey everyone, Jared here. Recently I've been getting asked the same question quite often. Pixel XL or Galaxy S7. Both devices are 2016 flagships and both devices are similar in price, though the Galaxy S7 is about $50 less depending on where you shop. Now, when looking at design, both phones are high-end in build quality and both feature glass materials on the back, which have both scratched rather easily, unfortunately. The Galaxy S7 has a micro USB port, whereas the Pixel XL has everyone's more preferred USB-C port. But right beside both devices' respective charging ports is their mono speaker. The Galaxy S7 speaker sounds tinny and at times can sound distant, all due to the water-resistant coating to keep the phone protected from water damage. The Pixel XL, on the other hand, has no water-resistant coating, and while it doesn't sound as tinny as the Galaxy S7, it doesn't have as much a wide audio range than so many other pre-existing phones on the market. Both devices have a fingerprint reader, and to be totally honest, to me, they're both just as fast as the other, but I'd say the Pixel XL is just a hair more consistently accurate than the S7. But with the Pixel XL, the fingerprint reader is located on the back, which makes pulling that out of your pocket already unlocked a possibility, whereas the Galaxy S7's fingerprint reader is located on the front, which makes it easier to check and unlock while on a flat surface. Now, one major difference between the two phones that can't be ignored is the size. The Pixel XL is boasting a 5.5-inch display with an arguably large and unused chin at the bottom, but as I've mentioned in my Pixel XL review, I kinda like it because it's easier to hold in landscape without worrying about involuntarily pressing the back button. Though the Galaxy S7 has a much better display to body ratio, but with a slightly smaller display at 5.1 inches, making the Galaxy S7 much more manageable with one hand while still providing a more than adequately sized display. Speaking of the display, both devices' displays are QHD AMOLED panels, which by the way are my favorite. Colors are punchy and nicely saturated, and text is of course razor sharp on both devices, but the brightness levels on the Galaxy S7, at least for me, are a bit better. Like the Galaxy S7 screen can not only get a little bit brighter in direct daylight, but can also get darker, making it much easier on my eyes when I check my emails and notifications in the middle of the night. Comparing the smooth, uncluttered, uncomplicated version of stock Android on the Pixel XL to the arguably overdone, sometimes clunky software on the Galaxy S7 can be highly subjective and biased. Personally, I prefer the functional simplicity of stock or close to stock Android like what we see on the Pixel XL, but then again, Samsung software offers a ton of features, some that are pretty cool and handy, and even some that people use every day. But for me, the Galaxy S7 has too many features I don't use, which is like having a messy desk that gives me an overwhelming urge to clean up. Both phones have great performance, and while I hate to be that guy, they both perform within a reasonable margin of each other, even with the Pixel XL having slightly newer hardware. So the Galaxy S7 is water resistant up to 1 meter for 30 minutes or so. The Pixel XL has a sad water resistance rating that only protects against something like rain. For a lot of people, that's not going to be a deal breaker. It isn't for me, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate having the confidence in knowing that in the event I drop and submerge my phone in water, that it'll be okay. It's kind of like a level of insurance that the Pixel XL just doesn't offer, even for the higher price tag. Cameras on both phones are stunning. The Galaxy S7 is home to a 12 megapixel rear shooter with an f1.7 aperture and optical image stabilization, which really helps with low light scenes, whereas the Pixel XL has a 12.3 megapixel rear shooter with an f2.0 aperture and electronic image stabilization. On paper, not so great in low light. Color reproduction on both phones are so incredibly similar, I really have no preference in that regard, but the detail brought out by the next level dynamic range that the Pixel XL produces is second to none. The Galaxy S7 still has better dynamic range than 99% of phones out there, with of course the only exception being the Pixel XL, but when it comes to low light, the Galaxy S7 with its wider aperture and OIS wins hands down. Video image stabilization, on the other hand, goes to the Pixel XL, which blew my mind because I'm such a believer of optical image stabilization. Well, I used to be. Battery life on both phones has been great for me. It's so hard to measure battery life because everyone's usage is so different, but with the Galaxy S7's 3000 mAh battery, with my personal average usage, I was usually seeing about 5 hours screen on time over the course of a day and a half, and with the Pixel XL, under the same usage conditions, I was getting about the same screen on time, but finding I didn't have to charge until later on in the day, more towards the evening, and sometimes even not until I go to bed. But something to keep in mind is that although both phones support quick charging, the S7 is still faster to fully charge. Both phones are awesome devices. I prefer the software experience on the Pixel XL, but I love the water resistance on the Galaxy S7. I prefer the display size and brightness levels of the Galaxy S7, but prefer the camera and unlimited photo and video cloud storage that you get with the Pixel. I know there's little things here and there that I left out, but I think that covers the main selling points. Personally, I have no clue which device I prefer, so I still need another couple of months with the Pixel to make that choice. But what do you think? Which device do you prefer and why? Drop me a comment below and let me know. Well, that does it for this one though. If you're new to my stuff, don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week and hit me up on social media. But thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Cheers.